Well, holy crap. You literally scared. Why do you do this? He scared me so bad. Well, howdy everybody. Welcome home. Welcome back to my kitchen. We are doing another bake with me / Q&A video, which I'm very excited about. Today we are going to be making vegan peach cobbler with vanilla ice cream. I'm so excited. I've actually never made peach cobbler and I haven't had it since I was like 5. Anyways, I'm also doing a Q&A, so like while I'm baking, I'm gonna be answering some questions. So I just feel like that kind of like makes the Q&A more interesting and makes the bake with me more interesting. So it's like a win-win. I did ask you guys on my Instagram to leave me some questions the other day, so those are what I'm gonna be answering. So I wanna try to answer as many questions as I can. I preheated the oven to 350. This is gonna be interesting because like I said, I've never made it before, but I was looking at the recipe and it seems super, super simple. We're gonna get started. I'm gonna move you so that you can actually, this kitchen is so tiny, it's so difficult to like do this. So apparently the first thing we have to do is we need to peel the peaches, which they do have like a method for doing that the easy way, and I'm not sure, but you need 5 peaches. So these are like pretty much ripe. They're actually perfectly ripe. And I'm just gonna rinse them really quick and then peel them, and then we have to slice them. All right, so while I peel them, I'm just gonna answer a question, or maybe a few. Let me just find them first. All right, so the first question is, how do you and James stay connected when living in 2 separate homes? So James, oh my God, this is so much harder than I thought. So yeah, James and I don't live together. We both live in like San Diego, but he lives, I live in like the northest part of San Diego and he lives pretty south. So we live like a 30-minute drive. Honestly, we stay super connected because I'm basically at his house like 5 out of 7 days of the week. I'm literally there all the time. I was there this morning and I'm literally driving back there tonight. We spend every weekend together, so we actually see each other a lot, and then literally the days that we don't see each other, we like FaceTime and call and text like throughout the day. He's working from home right now. His company's gone remote because of COVID, so that actually helps us like see each other even more often. So yeah, it's actually really not hard at all, even though we do live like technically 30 minutes away. We still see each other like all the time. I got a peeler. I don't know why I didn't think about that in the first place, but I'm gonna answer another question while I do this since this is taking me so long. Okay, someone said your favorite article of clothing. I don't know if they mean like generally like what is my overall favorite article of clothing, but I do love boots a lot. And I would say right now, I literally just ordered these amazing cowboy boots off of Depop the other day and they came, and I got them this morning and they are literally the most magical boots ever. I'm planning on doing kind of like a summer outfits video soon, so I'll obviously feature them in there. But I've been really into cowboy boots recently, and yeah, I would say right now that's definitely my favorite article of clothing because they're so cool. All right, now I gotta slice them. Someone asked, would you ever buy an RV and travel throughout the Americas? So funny you asked. James and I are planning on getting a van at some point and doing that because I feel like I just like haven't seen enough of America for living here. There's so much more that I want to see of this country, and I think that that's the best way to see it all is to do it in a van and on the road. So that is a tentative plan. We do have like other kind of travel plans before that happens. Obviously COVID is like kind of, you know, causing a little bit of chaos with those things. But yeah, for the most part, that is definitely something that we want to do and I've always wanted to do. Someone asked, how do you handle conflict? Are you passive or confrontational? I'm literally like the least confrontational person in the entire world. I absolutely hate conflict and I tend to flee from it as fast as I possibly can. With that being said though, I think that I've gotten a lot better at kind of like standing up for myself. I definitely have a lot more to improve on because a lot of times I just like don't like to upset people, and even if people, you know, are doing something that bothers me, I just like won't say anything. But I'm trying to get a lot better at that because obviously like it's important to let people know how you feel and not just let people like step all over you. But yeah, I'm not confrontational at all. I'm literally like, I absolutely hate any type of like argument or yelling or fighting or violence or even just like tension. I absolutely hate. So yep, hopefully that answers that question. Okay, someone said I'm gonna camp for the first time next month, and I'd love to know what are some of your essentials. So aside from the obvious, which is like obviously like a camping stove, one thing that I really need to get is camping chairs, because James and I always go camping and then we have a fire and then we like realize that we have literally nowhere to sit, which I feel like camping chairs should be pretty obvious. You know, you'd be surprised at the things that we forget. And then I would just say like a cooler, bug spray for sure, and also like a if you can find one, like a portable lantern that also has a USB port in it, because I used to have one of those and it was literally like a lifesaver, because you could charge things on it at the same time as like you were using it, and it had a huge battery, so it lasted forever. So that is just something that I would definitely recommend. Okay, so I sliced the peaches, and now I have to add them to this saucepan with sugar, 3/4 cup of sugar and 1/4 teaspoon salt. And it says to cook on medium heat for just a few minutes until the sugar is dissolved, remove from heat and set aside. Okay, so I'm gonna add the peaches into here. I think you can definitely use canned peaches, but I just feel like fresh peaches are probably the way to go, although the whole peeling, slicing part was definitely a lot of extra effort that you wouldn't have to deal with if you used canned. So something to think about. Okay, so I need 3/4 cup sugar. Okay, so I've gotten this question a lot, and a lot of people want to know how I met my roommates. When we first moved into this house, there were originally 4 girls, like including me, and we all essentially knew each other through one of the roommates. So, and I kind of like met her kind of through Instagram-ish, like, I don't know, it's kind of like a weird story, but yeah, we all like mutually kind of knew her, and that's how we all were connected to each other, and we all decided to move in. I always thought that like, or decided when I first moved out, I would want to live with people who like I knew. So that's kind of why, yeah, that happened. But yeah, that's basically how we met. Another way you can meet roommates is through like Facebook groups. You can meet people that are trying to move out. I don't know, there's a lot of options. It's definitely a tricky situation finding roommates, because you really never know like, you know, how they're gonna be, if you guys are gonna get along. I feel like your first move out situation is always kind of like a trial error, and you definitely learn a lot from that experience. And I'm learning a lot from that experience, from this experience, my current experience. While I let this cook a little bit, I am going to answer some more questions. So someone asked, have you ever tried an open relationship? What are your thoughts? I would rather swallow 500 safety pins than be in an open relationship. I totally respect people if that's like your thing. I have, you know, friends that are in open relationships and it works for them. Just, it couldn't, and that's totally fine. Like, do what you want, do what you want to do. There's no right way to be in a relationship. There's no wrong way to be in a relationship. Just do what you enjoy. I just, for me, know that I wouldn't want to be in one, and that's totally fine. Lots of different angles in this video because my kitchen's tiny. So the next step is to place sliced butter onto this dish. I'm not using the right sized dish. I hope it doesn't matter that much, because this is the only like dish that I even have. Slice butter into dish, put it in the oven to let it melt, and then we have to mix the flour, sugar, baking powder, and salt together, and then pour in the milk. Add the mixture to here. Okay, super easy. So how much butter do I need? 6 tablespoons. Wow. Okay, so we're just gonna kind of wing it as I do when I bake. One, I don't know, this seems like a lot of butter, but you gotta do what it tells you to do. This is why I'm so bad at baking, because I'm just like, that doesn't look right. Let me change it. Okay, I'm gonna put this in the oven super quick. Let that melt. And then, maybe I should use a large bowl, actually. No, yeah. Okay, so now, I don't know why, I just feel like I'm in such a rush making this for some reason. I literally don't know why. Okay, we need 1 cup flour. Okay, someone asked, would I ever consider making a podcast? And the answer to that is yes. I have had an idea for a podcast for so long, and literally the only thing that like I'm stuck on is the name, which is so ridiculous. but it's just like something that I obviously have to have the name down before I dive into it. And I had an idea and then it just kind of like flopped. So that's kind of what's stopping me. So if you have any great ideas for a name for a podcast, let me know. I'm hoping to eventually do one, yes. But I have like a lot of other projects that I'm kind of like simultaneously working on right now. So we will see what happens. All right, gotta add some cinnamon in there. Oh, I don't really know how much, that was kind of a lot. So I'm gonna stir that. I need 3/4 of a cup of milk. Okay, this is so easy. I turned the peaches off of heat because I actually kind of forgot about them, as you do. And it says stir until just combined, so I guess you don't want to stir it too much. Butter! Ah! It's actually fine. It's actually more than okay. So I think it's supposed to be kind of crumbly and dry, which is why it's not supposed to be like a super smooth batter. Spoon the batter over the melted butter in the pan in an even layer. Oh, this with like ice cream, vanilla ice cream. I am so excited. That is a lot of butter. God, okay. Okay, hoping for the best here because that looks terrifying. And now it says spoon the peaches on. This is so much better, you guys. Oh God. I don't know. I don't know about this. This might not be good. This might not turn out good. This really might not be good. Ow, that's hot. No, I'm really scared this is so much butter. Okay, we're gonna put it in the oven. Do it. Oh, should open this. Cat, do not go in the oven. It's hot. Oh my God. Please, no, don't go in there. You will literally die. Okay. I'm so excited! Okay, how long do we put it in there for? Now I'm scared. 38 to 40 minutes. Holy crap. Okay. All right, I'm gonna answer a couple more questions while we let that cook. And then I will come back when it is done. Someone says, what's your favorite type of workout? So my favorite before COVID was going to spin classes. I was going to this place called Rush Cycle. Absolutely fell in love with spin classes. It was just like 45-minute class, but like literally you give all that you got and it's like you feel like you're in this community because you're in this group, and it's also kind of like dancing because you're doing it to the music. And it just gave me like such a rush, lull of, I don't know, it just made me feel so good after, and I just always felt amazing. But COVID happened, so I can't go to those anymore, which I'm really sad, and my fitness has really gone down the hill because of that. But it's fine. I've been doing like a lot of beach walks. Yesterday I walked like 8 miles along the beach, which is really nice because I think that's really good for your mental health. There's not like this pressure of like you have to achieve a certain thing. You're just walking and enjoying yourself, listening to podcasts and music, getting some fresh air. So I've been enjoying that, obviously not as strenuous as the spin class. I've also been like running a little bit and then doing some HIIT workouts, which those aren't like my favorite workouts, but they do feel good. Like you feel good about yourself after you do them. Okay, so somebody asked, do you see yourself ever going back to eating animal products? And what do you think of vegans that do? So I actually posted on my Instagram a little bit ago. I think somebody asked me like what I feel about eating eggs. I know this is so controversial. It's like terrifying to even talk about this. But my brother and his wife actually just got chickens. Well, they have had chickens for a while, but they just recently started laying eggs. And I've kind of been thinking about it because the only food, like I would never eat meat again. I already know that. Like I don't ever crave it. Never eat dairy because I think the dairy industry is like absolutely awful. So meat and dairy are like totally off the table for me, like ever to eat. But for some reason, the only thing that I crave since being vegan are eggs. And James, my boyfriend, he's like pescatarian, so he eats a lot of eggs. And every time I see him eating eggs, I'm like, I really want an egg. But obviously there's like an ethical dilemma because eggs aren't vegan and the egg industry is really bad. But when I look at like my brother's backyard chickens, who they're not like eating or anything, they are free range, and then they have like a huge coop that they go in at night, and they're just treated really well. I don't really have, and I've researched the heck out of this because like I don't want to do anything that is like super unethical or like against my values, but like when I think about it, I'm like, I don't really see anything wrong with eating like one egg once in a while. Like you're not even taking all of their eggs. You're just taking like one, which is gonna go rotten anyways, and eating it and like giving the shells back to them to replenish their calcium that they're losing from creating the eggs. So like I've debated back and forth. I don't really see a problem with it, and I'm going to Colorado soon, so I might eat an egg, I don't know. But it's like really terrifying to even talk about this because I feel like, you know, I'm gonna be one of those vegans that's like not vegan anymore. It's this huge thing, but it's like, to me, I still feel like I'm vegan. I don't really feel like I'm doing anything that's like bad. I don't know. It's just kind of complicated and difficult, and I think that there's really a lot of negativity in the vegan community around people who aren't like perfectly vegan. I only use like cruelty-free makeup products and like cleaning supplies and all that kind of stuff. I literally feel like I do the best that I can. I have been vegan since I was like 15, 16, and I have not ever cheated, not one time purposely. I've like accidentally eaten animal products if I didn't know that there was like an animal product in something. But I've never once cheated. I've never, like, I have had so many people be like, oh, just try a bite of this, like just one time. Like, what's it gonna hurt you? And I'm like, nope, I'm not gonna do it. Ow, that's hot. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay, let's take a gander. It smells so good. And it doesn't look as like, I feel like it doesn't look as bad as I thought it was gonna look. So that is what it looks like. It smells so freaking good. The best way to eat it is when it's still hot with a scoop of vanilla ice cream so that the ice cream melts. So that's what I'm gonna do. And ooh, it's like crispy on the outside. And gooey. That is the best. So I don't wanna have too much of this. I'm just gonna have a bite. All right, I have the Not a Moo organic vanilla bean ice cream. I actually haven't had this flavor before, but I love Not a Moo ice cream. It's so, so good. Okay, I'm just gonna do one big scoop. Wait, let's get a close-up of this. All right. There we go. Oh my goodness. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, we got ice cream and we got some peach cobbler. That is the bite, everybody. Ooh, ooey gooey and warm. I have no words. I really have no words for how good this is. This is all that I wanted. The crispiness on the outside, I was so scared it was gonna be like too buttery, too gooey, like not baked enough. Nope. I'm gonna link the recipe down below, obviously. It is actually not a vegan recipe, but all that I switched out was the butter for vegan butter and the milk for vegan milk. So it's literally like the easiest thing ever. Oh my God. Oh my God. You're kidding me. Okay, that's the greatest thing I've ever made in my life. Truly. Nothing can top that. That's the peak of my baking. That's it. There's no going up from here. We are at the top, folks. I'm begging you to make this. Okay, so someone says, how many tattoos do I have? So I only have 3 right now. I have so many more that I want to get, but for 1, money, and for 2, commitment. I'm not very good at committing to things. So I have this one. It's kind of hard to see him. This is Cortez. He is a Kawadi, and I got him, this is not my first one, this is my second tattoo that I got. My first one is a stick and poke. So it's really, really faded. It's really hard to see. It's a stick and poke. I do want to get it like gone over because it's like, you literally can't see it. It's so light. This is my 3rd tattoo. It is a Monstra leaf. It's also a little faded. All my tattoos are kind of faded. I'm in the sun a lot. I don't really put sunscreen on them, so I think the next tattoos that I get, I want them to be like thicker lines and a little bit darker just so that they don't fade so much. Someone says, how do you not be doubtful about what you're doing with your life? It's hard for me to say because I doubt what I'm doing like every single day. I go through like moments where I'm like, I love what I'm doing such a good job, like I'm so proud of myself, and then like the next second I'm like, I'm literally a failure, like I'm 23 and I haven't, or no, I'm not even 23, I'm literally 22, what the hell? I'm like, I'm 22 and I haven't done this, this, and this, and then I'm like, hold on, I'm 22 and I've done all of these things. I still have the rest of my life ahead of me as far as I'm concerned. It's hard to not be doubtful and like just totally trust in your experience in your life and like what you're doing right now. First of all, especially with social media, you're constantly seeing other people's lives. So you're constantly comparing yourself like, well, this person's doing that, so like, should I be doing that? Or like, this person's older than like the same age as me and they've already done like more things than I've done. It's really, really hard not to compare yourself, but honestly, like if you just try not to and literally are like, I'm on my journey, this is my path, this is my life, I don't have to be doing the same things that all these other people doing, like I'm just gonna trust myself, trust my journey, not worry about what other people think, It'll make your life a lot easier. But is that really hard to do? Yes, and I'm definitely not that great at it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please, please do me a favor and make this. You will not regret it. It was so easy, and it's literally the best thing I've ever put in my mouth. Let me know if you want to see more of these videos. I really enjoy making them because I get to make really yummy food and I get to answer some of your questions at the same time. We're feeding two birds with one stone here. Let me know if you want to see more, and I will see you all in the next one.